The Steelers entered the offseason with Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph as their quarterbacks. Mason Rudolph did not have a contract, although he did finish the season as a starting quarterback, even playing in a playoff game. Which, if you asked me a couple years ago, did I ever think Mason Rudolph would be the guy Steelers fans would want to play in a playoff game? I would have called you crazy. Little did I know. But with how the season ended, it was very clear the Steelers needed to go a new direction with quarterback. Mitch Trubisky was bad, so he was cut. Kenny Pickett just couldn't live up to his draft slot, was probably a guy who was overdrafted and would have been better as a backup, but due to the fact he was put in a starter role with a bad offensive line, his confidence was shaken very quickly and it just never materialized. His pocket awareness was so bad, they did have to move on, and they did by trading to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they brought in 3 brand new guys, actually, because they let Mason walk. Kyle Allen is the third-string quarterback. He's really not anybody to talk about if he has to play. The season's not going right. But the 2 to talk about are Justin Fields, coming over from Chicago Bears, hyped-up prospect, just hasn't lived up to expectations, but there is some talent there. You are worried about him, how he sees the field, how he handles his pocket awareness, but I think there's some stuff you can fix there, and we'll get to that in a second. But the starter right now is Russell Wilson. And Russ is a guy I will cheer for because he is an overall great dude. I don't think I've really heard anybody who has ever interacted with him say he's not a good person. Is he a little cheesy? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. He is cheesy, he's cringe, he's all those words. But he cares about people, and that's a big thing. He goes to all these children's hospitals, he does all this extra work, so he's ingrained himself very well quickly in the community of Pittsburgh already. But will he produce on the football field? I will say this. I'm not expecting Seattle Russ, but I'm also not expecting first season Denver Russ. Mainly because I think Nathaniel Hackett is, well, a hack. He's not a good coach. Sean Payton worked some with Russ, worked on some of his abilities, but they just never melded together well. Russell Wilson's not Drew Brees. Sean Payton wants to try and get a Drew Brees guy. Russ is Russ. He is his own beast. He does not throw over the middle of the field. He's going to have a gorgeous deep ball that he'll hit, and you'll be like, well, he still got that arm. And then he'll just take some sacks because you'll see, oh, that guy was right up in the middle of the field. Well, he kind of can't see over his offense line, so it's hard for him to hit it. With Russ, though, the big key is you're going to have to get good outside play, and you're going to have to get the ball downfield. This is going to be predominantly a play-action-based offense with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields this year. The offense will go as far as the running backs will take it. Jalen Warren and Najee Harris are going to be the guys key to unlocking the passing game. If you can get a play action and get man coverage on George Pickens one-on-one, you like that. If you can maybe free up a deep shot for Calvin Austin, you like that. Maybe get Pat Freiermuth on a linebacker, you like that. Play action will be the key for these quarterbacks to succeed. And I just spent a little bit of while talking about Russ. I want to talk about Fields real quick. With Fields, I'm not entirely high on him. I know a lot of Steelers fans really are high on him. They think he's the guy. I don't, but there are signs that he could still develop. And a big thing I think is you need to get him to think less. The one thing I've noticed when I went back and watched his Bears film, and when I kind of watch a little bit in this preseason, he just overthinks it. I don't think he doesn't know how to read defense. I think he does. The problem is he gets in his own head, and when you have self-confidence issues, when you're overthinking stuff, it just has a snowball effect of it just keeps on failing over and over and over again. While Justin has the talent to overcome it, he's just in his own head. So if he does get playing time this year, I expect it to be very simplified. Do this, do that. If you want to run, run. We're not going to force you to stay in the pocket. You're seeing the field. You need to make the best decision. It's you. If you want to stay in the pocket, you want to throw it, great. If you see a running lane, you want to take it, great. Let's not limit you into putting you in, well, you're only a pocket passer, so you're going to stand here in the pocket like Chicago tried to do. No. If Pittsburgh wants to excel with Justin Fields, if he is the guy next year, or if he gets playing time this year, they have to let him be Justin. Simplify it. Make him make his decisions. You want to go to this guy? Great. If he's covered, don't be worried. Run. You are fast. You are explosive. And that's the key. The Steelers are going to be so predominantly built off play action and running the football that you could argue Justin is a better fit. But you are worried about self-confidence. Maybe a couple games on the bench of him seeing the stuff. Maybe working with Arthur Smith, it can work out. But I wouldn't set my hopes up too high, though, because he has struggled with the NFL game. It's a very interesting situation the Steelers are in at quarterback. I think they upgraded from last year, but I can't say they're set. This is probably just a fix-it year, and we'll have a new set next year, because I don't believe the Steelers are going to look to draft a quarterback until 2026 when the draft's in Pittsburgh. That being said, if a guy falls in their lap or they really love someone and they want to trade him and get him, they absolutely will. But right now, the season is focused on Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, so how much better do I think they are from last year's room? Substantially better, because I think they can get you league average play, while Pickett, Mitch, and Mason were maybe the worst, if not second worst, right behind Zach Wilson in the Jets.